Hey y'all, Mike here with the watch list video for Monday, May 6th. The SPY gapped up on Friday and really held the gap. It's firmly above, well, firmly maybe not be the right word, but it's above the 20-day. New members in chat, let me slide this over. Please pause the video and read it so you get a feel for what our chat room's all about. I'm super comfortable with what we do, which is finding in-play stocks, right? And then trading them on an intraday basis. That way we're kind of always looking at stuff that should have high relative volume and should be in play and help our setups work out. I do want to talk about Friday. My favorite call that I made was on GameStop. Let's go to 5-minute candles. Let me go to 2 minutes, or 2 days. Here we go. All right, so the previous day's high was 1288. This was right here was the opening candle for Friday. So Thursday's high was 1288. So it opened and topped out at 1276 and started to curl back up. Over the mic, I said I like this back through 1275, with 1276 being the high day and 1288 being Thursday's high, and it never looked back. Now, if you were in chat on Friday, you know that I had a major blunder, and honestly, it was a mistake I made that I actually am thankful for, in that if I hadn't noticed it, I would have got my ass handed to me and had a terrible weekend, right? So I got long, and then somewhere up here, I was up, I don't know, 50 cents or so. I went to scale out some, right? And then I was going to keep the rest with a break-even stop for the rest of the day, hopefully, right? I'm working on holding some longer and all that stuff. But you also know I'm getting used to a new trading platform that I'm not used to. And shortly after I thought I sold some, I was ready to put my stop at break even on the rest, I realized I had the amount wrong and I didn't hold a control key down to make it a limit order or whatever. So what happened was I ended up shorting a bunch. The benefit is that I noticed it right away, and I wasn't, like, I kind of panicked and I thought, okay, number one, when I'm not sure what the hell just happened, I hit the flatten button, right? So it just got out. And when I looked at afterwards what had happened, I flattened it right where I shorted it. So I didn't lose on the accidental short, but I definitely lost out on all these gains. I think I was too busy as a grown man pouting to ever find a way back in. So shame on me for that. But the lesson there is, when you're getting used to a new trading platform, make sure you know what you're doing. I don't mind making mistakes that, I panicked out of something or this or that. What's hard to take is, hitting the wrong button or shorting when I didn't mean to, or I was trying to sell some. And anyway, that there's no excuse for that. My only excuse would be I'm getting used to a new trading platform. But it was a great lesson in that it didn't cost me anything, right? Imagine if I didn't realize, not only did I not, just sell a partial and then get ready to move my stop to break even. Not only did I do that or not do that, but I actually was short some. Imagine if I didn't realize it, right? And then by the end of the day, all the way up here, I realized I was short a chunk. It would have ruined my weekend. So hang on a second here. Okay. So there's a lesson there. It's just, make sure that you're not hitting the wrong button. It was a stupid mistake, but again, I give myself a little leeway because I'm getting used to a new platform. So anyway, that's my GameStop. Great call, kind of a crappy trade. I still made a chunk of money in it, but nothing like I should have. And if you trade long enough, you'll realize there's nothing but you'll make every mistake in the book. And even after years, I still make them. So I'm a little annoyed at myself for that, but I will pat myself on the back for a great call. And man, it couldn't have worked out better for those that didn't do what I did and stayed in it, right? So that one is definitely on watch for Monday. And let me just go into the rest of them real quick. I babbled long enough. Again, it's not like a great trading lesson, other than we make all the mistakes in the world when we trade. The hard ones to take are the ones where we hit the wrong freaking button, right? ARDX had a nice pop and certainly could have a follow-through day. SGBX, strong volume, closing way off its highs, but man, It did have a headline, and it's a recent reverse split, so it's got a tiny float. So that one definitely goes back on watch. POAI certainly looks interesting over the horizontal line there, right? With this volume here, could break out. Kind of a sleeper pick though, because it's not getting a lot of volume. EBS, I like the inside day, and it topped out right around a whole number. The high was 402, so maybe back through 4 on Monday. We'll see if it gives a proper setup. ALCC, I'm not sure why, but I like the looks of this chart. You had the big pop here, then you had the lower high, then it looked like it was rolling over on Thursday, and then Friday actually had a really strong day. So for some reason, this one just, my eyes keep going back to it. So keep a close eye on this one in chat on Monday. If you see something, say something, right? ALHC could have a follow-through day. GRWG, especially if the pot stocks get going. This is kind of an interesting chart because you had this pop right here that was, in other words, it's not anywhere near recent highs like CGC or ACBR, but it's also got stacked catalyst. Maybe the whole number 3 break with this other catalyst right here. So that's, I want to keep at least one pot stock on watch with the run they've had. Moderna mRNA, big breakout on Thursday, quiet inside day on Friday, a possible third day play there. Another sleeper pick is PALI. You kind of picture a trend line here. This one could squeeze, but again, it feels like nobody's watching it, so we'll keep an eye on it in chat. CGC, oh yeah, I put another pot stock on watch, just putting it on bounce watch. BENF, I don't know what the heck happened here. Let me zoom in. But this isn't an errant ticket. Actually did this. It went from a low of 192 to a high of 13 before settling in at 682. Feels very dangerous, but if we get an A+ setup, I'll probably try a trade in it. Luna, Luna, nice volume, could certainly have a follow-through. BYND, Beyond Meat, starting to curl up here, a little extra volume, a lot of shorts in the name, so I do want to watch that one. MULN goes back on bounce watch again. Let me zoom in. Another red day, though, so this is getting dangerously close to a round trip, which makes me not like it very much anymore, although you could argue that technically it kind of started its run about here, which was in the 270, 280 area, which means it's not that close to a round trip. So it does deserve a spot on the bounce playlist. DXYZ. DXYZ, just another day on the bounce watch. Now, if you were in chat on Friday, you noticed it came out of the gate really strong, but still not what I'm looking for a bounce play, right? I generally don't chase something that's that beaten up that just runs right out of the gate and it just bled lower all day. So, my favorite setup on a potential bounce play, and this would be sideways action like this all day and then an afternoon break out of that range. I think we could get a little mini squeeze. So that's my favorite scenario on that one. I'm going to throw Riley, RILY. Let me get back to the daily chart here. I'm going to throw that back on bounce watch because it's in the zone we like between the 8 and the 20-day moving average, right? It came back down to the middle of that. So I am putting that one on bounce watch. And that's it. There's plenty to watch. And we'll also work together and build, a gap list in the pre-market on Monday, as we always do. So if you want to join me for maybe some pre-market trades on Monday, get there a little early. All right. Anyway, I'm done babbling. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'll see everybody in chat.